world is ruled by infinite intelligence. I know it is. Everything that surrounds us, everything that exists, proves that. We are, we're subject to laws, infinite laws. There's laws behind everything that happens. There can be no denying this fact. It's mathematical in its precision. Well, the results you're getting are an expression of your own behavior. And you can deny it, you can stick your head in the sand, but until you really face it, it isn't going to get. Now, I think it's easy to think, well, there's nothing wrong. I don't care if the results are terrible. There's nothing wrong with looking at it. It's neither good nor bad. And if we can get that part in our mind, there's nothing good or bad except our thinking makes it so. Ralph Waldo Trine brought that out beautifully in a book, In Tune with the Infinite. Nothing is good or bad except our thinking makes it so. And when our thinking makes it so, we move into that vibration. So if you're looking at results and you don't like your results, quit thinking they're bad. Think, well, now this is good. It's not what I want to keep getting. I am going to get something so much better than this. And start to get your head into the positive side. Everything that is happening by law. Now, it's not wrong to be dissatisfied. Dissatisfaction is a creative state. It's dissatisfaction that has given us the lifestyle that we enjoy today. It was dissatisfaction that gave us the ability to illuminate the room. It was dissatisfaction that gave us the ability to amplify our own voice or send images of ourselves to any corner of the universe, or to take a cell phone and just touch it and boom, you're communicating with somebody anywhere in the world. It was dissatisfaction that enabled that. Well, it's dissatisfaction in the lifestyle that you're living that's going to probably move you on to doing a little better. I don't care how good your relationships are, they can get better. I don't care how much money you're earning, you can earn more. I don't care how effective you are, you can become more effective. But you've got to be totally dissatisfied with the way you're doing it. And if you're not dissatisfied, you'll probably stay where you are. Now, you can be totally dissatisfied and yet very happy. You see, most people think that won't work. Why do we think that won't work? Because we were programmed to think that wouldn't work. That's not the way it is at all. Now, you and I are spiritual beings, and the implications of that are enormous. We are spiritual beings. We're not physical beings. We merely live in a physical body, but we're not physical beings. This is not Bob. You see? That's not Kobe.
We'll start shortly.
That's Kobe's body. This is Bob's body. Bob is my name. It's not who I am. It's my name, and I could change it to Jimmy if I wanted to, or Tommy, or Harry, or whatever. I didn't even choose the name. Somebody gave me the name. You are a spiritual being living in a physical body. Now, you and I have been gifted with an intellect, and that's what separates us from all other forms of life. There'd be people listening to this that never, ever thought about it, that never give any thought to the fact we have these intellectual faculties. We're not taught this in school. You have these phenomenal faculties, and it's what separates you from all of the rest of the animal kingdom. As you start to develop these, you're going to find that they control your emotional state. Now, do you know that most people's emotions are controlled by somebody else? They're controlled by hers or his or theirs or it. Their emotion, they say, that just made me sick. She makes me so mad. He makes me so angry. We do it all to ourselves. Now, as long as I'm going to blame you or her or him or it, I'm done. I can't win, because then you're in charge of me. I like the way Viktor Frankl put it. He said, when you come across a situation that you cannot change, then you have to change yourself. Well, how do we change ourselves? Well, we change our perception. We'll get into that a little later on. But it's the emotional state that's being controlled by how we use our intellect. No one can get to.
All right, guys, let's get started with today's call. If everybody can hear me and see me good, can I get a 111 in the chat box if everybody can hear me and see me good? Let me just make sure. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Well, welcome, 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 guys, to Mornings with Nano. This is our YouTube edition, as you guys know. And right now, as you guys can see, I'm not home. I'm on the road right now, but I'm so excited to be able to go live. I'm actually at one of my favorite coffee shops here in Miami. And I'm always so blessed to, be able to run these calls from everywhere. Today is one of those days where I'm going to be traveling. I'm going to be using my DJI. I love this little camera right here. This is so cool. One of my most recent purchases. Super dope. I just learned so much. I just finished up a meeting. I'm telling you guys right now, Mornings with Nano is about to get elevated in a way that you guys have never ever seen before. Yeah, no, that camera's insane, but I just learned so much about the way that we can elevate this experience here with Mornings with Nano. I actually just learned how it is that I can go live on like 5 different platforms. I can go live here on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, LinkedIn. Like, it's about to be next level. Like, I just learned so much. I just sat down with some people for a meeting here, and it was absolutely amazing. Honestly, I just want to say that. And it's just, I'm so grateful, and I got to give all the glory to God. My hands are open because, these are things that we ask for, right? These are the things that we pray for. And it's crazy because look at how life works. I was on the phone with somebody, and one of my business partners, somebody that I've worked with in the past, that he's been a mentor. He's been telling me like to invest into myself, right? It goes back to the idea of investing. I wouldn't say I've been dodging him, but I told him like, yo, let me finish everything with this retreat. Let me finish everything I got going on with the holidays, and I'm gonna lock in with you at the beginning of the year. So this is a coach. He's a coach for like big time coaches, and he's the coach for the coach almost in a way. And, he's been reaching out to me because he sees a lot of value in what it is that I do. And randomly, I'm on the phone crossing the street right here. And he's pulling up in his car. He sees me. He pulls over. He's picking up his friend behind at this spot right here. He's like, yo, let's chop it up. Let's have breakfast together. We sit down. We have a coffee and a lunch together. A coffee and a breakfast together. And, bro, he teaches me so much in just a short amount of time. And he keeps telling me like, bro, you have $1 million business. And remember, what have I been talking about? 7-figure nano, etc. Like, yo, you're sitting on $1 million business and you don't even know it. Like, literally. He says, bro, you are sitting on $1 million business and you don't even know it. And it goes back to, what we talk about with the things that we want, the things that we desire. And that's just so that you guys know. He says, I can't help you if you don't invest. Like, he's literally telling me like, yo, at the end of the day, you got to be willing to invest back into yourself if this is something that you're truly serious about. So we talked, and I'm going to lock in with him, and I'm going to have him coach me, but I'm going to have to invest, and it's going to cost me a couple $1,000s to get coached from him. But it's an investment I got to make into myself in order for me to be able to get what it is that I want out of the mentorship, the information, the access, and everything that he wants. So that's what it's all about. So just wanted to share that with you guys really quick. Another thing is yesterday's call for the retreat. If you guys were there for the retreat call yesterday, give me some 222s in the chat. Retreat call was very, very successful. Extremely successful. We had about 82, 83 people, close to 85 people at the high on the call yesterday. We had over 30 people interested that are ready to lock in their spots, which is absolutely insane. Basically, at this point, the retreat is basically sold out, if you want to call it what it is, because there's only maybe 17 rooms, but there's already 30 people that are interested, right? So it's all a matter of, picking and choosing, who are going to be the right fits, who aligns, who's going to get first dibs, and etc. And all of that. So we're going to be having conversations over the weekend to kind of see who's going to do what so that we can get that locked in. What was the criteria? Who locked in on here? There's a couple people. I don't think anyone has locked in. I think the only people that have really locked in are the ultra VIPs for the Pinnacle experience. One of them is literally paying in full. So, he obviously gets priority. Anybody that's paying in full will get priority over everything. So that's just a heads up. And I'll do a little presentation here towards the end, just a quick one. I won't go the whole 45 minutes to an hour that I took yesterday, but if you want to see the recap and you want to see the recording that I did yesterday, I will be. It's actually live in the chat already in the Retreats by Nano chat. If you're not in that Telegram chat, I see my sister Jasmine on here. Jasmine, can you drop the link to that Telegram chat, please, really, really quick? But if you don't, if you want to, yeah, I would love for you to watch the recap, Daniel. I know that you were interested in the last retreat, but we weren't able to make it happen. But as you guys can see right here, the video is already there. It's 52 minutes long. If you guys want to go watch the recording for that, it's going to be a great, great video for you to watch. Obviously, I went into super debt with everything and broke everything down so you guys can understand what Retreats by Nano is, where we're going. By this time, if you don't know already, we're going to be going to Costa Rica. So definitely tap in with that, and we're going to be going from there. But with that being said, I got a training for you guys. I didn't want to make this call all about my retreat. I didn't want to make this call all about me. I wanted to pour into you guys. And today's training, I titled it Graduation Season. All right. It's graduation season. All right. Now, graduation season, as you guys know, think about it. We went to school all our lives, right? We graduated from elementary school. We graduated from middle school, graduated from high school. I graduated from college. Do we have any college graduates on the call? Give me a 4 in the chat. Any people here get their 4-year degree? Not that it matters, right? But did anybody do the whole 4-year degree kind of thing? My brother Ricardo, okay, I got a degree. You got your degree. I got my degree as well. Yeah, I did 4. Not many college graduates, huh? Associates 2 years. Jasmine, I know you did your 4 years. V, I see you. Pat, I see you. Okay, a couple of us, we finished the 4 years. Not that it matters. We can all be successful without it, but it's good to know who got it. Grad school too. Wow. Congratulations to you, bro. That's awesome. So graduation season. And why did I want to do this training on this? Because as you guys may probably know, is that we're going into that season now, right? This is the season of graduation so that we can get to that next level, right? We're graduating when we graduated in school, we graduated to go from one level to the next level. We graduated from high school to go to college, right? We graduated from middle school to go to high school, right? So a graduation is needed. But I want to talk about the process of graduation and personal development, because there's a process in personal development when it comes to graduation. Now, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to go live on my Instagram today because I'm only on 5% and there is nowhere for me to charge my phone out here, and inside is way too loud. So we're just going to have to run it through here today and hope that people can make it on through here. But let's talk about graduation, right? Today's Friday. It's the end of the week. Next week is Christmas. We're going into the new year. But let's talk about graduation in personal development, right? So I want to give you guys a couple of points. I'm going to give you guys 3 points today before we got to go here. 3 points I want you guys to understand about graduation. Point number 1, graduation comes through trust, not timing. Graduation comes through trust, not timing. Remember this, you don't earn your breakthrough by clocking time. You earn it through alignment, right? So the question is, can you be trusted with what you're asking for? Remember, back in school, back in the day, in order for you to graduate, and I don't know what it was for you guys back in the days, but in order for me to graduate from high school to college, there were certain tests I had to pass, right? Back in the day in high school, here in New York, they were called regents, right? They were called regents, and then we also had like SATs as well. I know we're all from different places, different countries, but here in New York, when I went to school, I had to pass some regents, regents were like individual tests for the specific subject, right? So I had to do like regents for math, for English, for history, for science. I had to do a regents for each. And then there was the big test, which was called the SAT. And based off of your score will determine what school you qualify to get into, right? So the same way that, it's, remember what the topic says, graduation comes through trust, not timing. The way that we were trusted that we were ready for the next level was by our scores on these tests. Is Nano ready for the next level? Is Nano ready for college, right? But that was only earned through trust, right? I wanted to go to college. But the question here is, can you be trusted with what you're asking for? I was asking to go to college, but could I be trusted? And what made me qualify to be trusted was me passing the test. Well, the same thing is in life, right? When a person says they want abundance, when a person says they want more success, when a person says that, I want to hit the next level in my business, all right, the only way you're going to be able to qualify for that next level and be trusted to go to that next level is by passing the test that you're being tested with right now. You can't operate from a place of scarcity if you want abundance. You can't operate from a place of lack if you want abundance, right? You have to operate with that alignment, all right? And this is one of the most important things that we all gotta understand. You can't expect to go to an Ivy League school like a Harvard, like a Princeton, like a Dartmouth, like a Brown. You can't expect to go to one of those Ivy League schools and then be a C or D student. That's not how it's gonna work. You're not gonna get into Harvard being a C student. Some people get B's and can't get into Harvard, right? You sometimes you got to know somebody to be able to get in, right? So the key is you got to be in alignment. And remember, guys, this is in all areas of our lives. As you guys can see, everything relates to all areas of our lives. And it goes back to the years of schools that we went to, the businesses that we're in, and everything that we're doing, right? So that's what this is about today. Graduation comes through trust, not timing. A lot of us are always wondering, when am I going to get to the next level? When am I going to elevate? When am I going to get to that next level of income? It's going to come through trust, not timing. You see, the difference between the life that we live now in school is that in high school, we had 4 years. So in high school, you could graduate through timing. Regardless of your results, you could be a D student and still graduate. I can tell you guys the truth. I wasn't an A+ student. I was a B student, some C's, and maybe sprinkle a couple of D's in there because I maybe hated the class or whatever it was. But through time, I was able to graduate. Regardless, I did my 4 years. But you see, in life, you could be in the same place for 4 years and still not graduate. I know people that have been in the same place for 10 years and they still haven't graduated. Some people have been in the same place for 20 years and still haven't graduated. Because in life, after school finishes, graduation does not come through timing. It comes through trust. Can you be trusted with what you're asking for? And here's the thing. If you haven't gotten what you asked for, then that means you still haven't been able to be trusted yet. And this is something that I want you guys to all become extremely aware of. If you haven't gotten what you asked for, it's because you're still not trusted. For example, Nano has asked for 7 figures. I've been asking for 7 figures now for 3 years. Not the sprinkle of the D's. Yeah, no, a couple, right? I had a couple of D's in high school for sure. But the reason, like, for example, I've been asking, like, I got to the multiple 6-figure income 2021, 2022-ish, right? I've been asking for 7 figures since then. 2022, 23, 24, 25, almost 4 years. I still haven't graduated. I just want you guys to think about that, right? I was asking for 6 figures. I started 27. Think about this: 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. 4 years. 4 years I asked for 6 figures, and then after 4 years I graduated. I started making 6 figures legitimately by 2021. Legitimately, like 6 figures every year. But look at the time it took, which is what I want you all to understand. Like, yes, it's going to take time, but it's also trust as well. But during that time, it was the work that I was doing. Because I want you guys to write this down. Your results always match your level of trustworthiness to your vision. Your results are always going to match your level of trustworthiness to your vision. So the amount of money you're making right now, the level that you're at in your business, it's all a result. It's all a reflection of the level of trustworthiness to your vision that God has for you. God says, I could trust you with $3,000 a month, $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month. This is what I could trust you with right now until you grow, until you elevate, until you strengthen yourself, until you become better, until you put me closer to you. You know what's the craziest part? God, at one point, didn't elevate me until I built a better relationship with him. I could basically hear him saying to me, I'm not going to elevate you until you grow a closer relationship with me. I'm not going to put more money into your life because you're going to be stupid with that money and I can't trust you with that money yet. So I'm going to force you to grow a closer relationship with me so that then I can trust you with it. That's probably something that God is waiting for you to do, to build a closer relationship with him. Some of us, we still need to step out of our comfort zone. Some of us, God is waiting, yo, I need you to get in better shape. I need you to learn how to manage your money better. I need you to step into your purpose more. I need you to speak more so I can trust it. Sometimes we're stuck where we are, not because we don't deserve what it is that we're asking for. It's just we're not willing to do the work required at that level to earn God's trust. If that makes sense. There's things that I have to do right now. I'm doing right now at this very moment to earn God's trust. So that God could be like, okay, you know what, Nano? I trust you now. Here you go. If I haven't gotten the 7 figures I'm asking for and that I desire, it's not because God doesn't want that for me. He wants that for me. He just needs to know that he can trust me with it. If he trusted me with it, I would already have it. And the same goes for all of you here. He has to be able to trust you with it in order for him to give it to you. If he doesn't trust you, it's because you're not doing the work behind the scenes. And remember, you don't got to lie to me. You could jump on this call and tell me, Nano, I'm doing my morning routine. I'm reading the books. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. And you could be lying to me. Remember, you could lie to everybody, but you can't lie to yourself and you can't lie to God. God sees all. We got to make sure that we are building that trust right now in this season. And graduation season is all about building trust. Think about it. I don't like to bring up exes, right? But a valuable lesson an ex taught me one time was, let me give you guys the right quote here. It was, you gain your trust back in drops, but you lose it in buckets. Such a valuable lesson. You gain trust back in drops, but you lose it in buckets. So think about the things that you're doing on a day-to-day basis that is losing God's trust in you, and you're losing it in buckets. But then when you try to gain it back, you're gaining it back in drops, little drops, little drops. Imagine how many times we've broken trust, right? Like, think about that. How many times have we broken God's trust? How many times have we said, yo, I'm going to do this. I'm going to commit to this routine. I'm going to commit to waking up at this time. And then we don't do it. Like think about that. You start to lose trust in somebody. Imagine if your boyfriend and your girlfriend tell you they're going to do something and they don't do it. Little by little, you start to lose trust in that person. Imagine if that person lies to you. Imagine if that person does something behind your back that they're not supposed to do. We do that to God, though. We're great. We have to be grateful that we have a graceful God. That's why one of the things that I'm always so grateful for is God's grace. It's God's grace. Because, oh my God, let me tell you guys, I've had to gain God's trust back in drops for years after breaking his trust. After saying I was going to do things that I was going to do and I never did it. After telling him I was going to stop doing that and I still did it. After being in the situation where I knew what I was doing was wrong, I knew that I was going to have to pay the debt for it, and I still did it. You know how messed up you got to be? That's why I understand. But the thing is, remember, in order for you to get to those levels, you actually have to start to build a relationship with God, because I never understood what being a God-fearing man was until I started to build a relationship with God. I'm a God-fearing man now. I could tell you that right now. Only thing I fear is that it is him, because bro, there's been so many mistakes I made because I wasn't aware of it. I didn't understand it. That's why I wouldn't even date a woman that is not a God-fearing woman. I'm grateful that my girlfriend's a God-fearing woman, but I wouldn't date any, like, that's one of, like, if you were to ask me, Nana, what's like one characteristic that your girlfriend or your wife has to have? God-fearing. Has to be God-fearing. It is so powerful to understand that, because you won't fall for temptations. You won't fall for the distractions. You won't fall for these things. This is so important, guys. But the same way it works for relationships. Remember, a relationship with your significant other is just the same as, it's not the same, but different than your relationship with God. Right? Yes, your relationship horizontally may be romantic, but your relationship with God, that's the most important one. If you want your relationships horizontally to be solid, your relationship vertically has to be solid. Don't let that go over your head. If you want solid relationships horizontally, your relationship vertically has to be solid as well. If you don't keep your word to God, what makes you think you're going to keep your word to your people? Think about that. That is so important, so key. And it's important that we all understand that. If you can't keep your word to God, how are you going to keep your word to your kids, to your wife, to your husband, to your family, and to everybody else? That's why these are things that I'm always working on. I'm working on this all the time. I'll be lying to you guys if I said I was perfect. No one's perfect but him, but every day these are things that we all got to be consciously aware of. Because remember, graduation season comes through trust, not timing. And of course, my girl's on, right? This is what's important for all of us to understand. It's going to come through trust, right? If you have the trust, fine, you can go. Fine, we can take you to the next level. Fine, you can get the money that you've been asking for. Just remember, just think about it. Think about your relationship with your significant other and think about how that works. God works almost the exact same way. It's not a romantic relationship. It's an intimate relationship, that it's spiritual. But if you do something messed up to your significant other, what happens? You lose trust. If you go behind their back and you cheat or you lie or you do something that does not align with your relationship, what happens? You lose trust. If you don't keep your word, you lose trust. It's the same thing with God. If you're not keeping your word, you're losing his trust. If you're going behind his back, in reality, you really can't do anything behind his back. He's always watching. But if you think you're doing it behind his back, if you think you're doing it in the dark and you're thinking you're going to get away with it, he's watching you. So God is saying, I can't trust you yet. You still slip up. You're still not doing what you're supposed to do. Like, we got to always remember this. I had to understand this. The reason for my graduation over the years is because of the trust that God has given me. What you guys see me with today is because God has said, I can trust Nano with this much at this moment in his life. The reason he hasn't given me more is because he says, I can only trust you with this much right now, Nano. You still need to learn this, and this, so that I can trust you with more. That's what we need to understand right now. What is it that God doesn't trust you with that you need to build his trust with? I want you to ask yourself that question here on this morning call. What is it that God doesn't trust you with that you need to gain his trust with? Anybody want to share one in the chat? What do you feel like? What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear that question? What is one thing that you know for a fact that God doesn't trust you with that you need to gain his trust with? It could be your finances. It could be getting rid of your distractions. What is it? Think about it. It could be your laziness, your lack of discipline. What is it? More money. And you know what's funny? I was talking to my little brother today. Look, funny how everybody says finances, finances, money, money, money. Focus, right? I was telling my little brother this, and my girlfriend, she's on here, so she could tell you guys. I told my little brother this. I'm like, bro, your services are needed all around the world, bro. My little brother, he's a financial planner. And I told him, I'm like, bro, there's so many people in the world that need financial planning. They need to understand how this works, bro. My whole community probably needs help with financial planning. I told them, I need help with financial planning still to this day. I've gotten a lot better, but I need help with financial planning, discipline, etc. Right? So if I'm you and I'm on this call, here's what everybody's saying. Right? Finances. Let me see. Focus, obedience, patience, discipline. Focus, obedience, right? In reality, if we were to put a word behind everything, if we were to do something right now, if we were to pick one word to describe everything that you guys are talking about, the one word is discipline. Because we need discipline in our finances. We need discipline to be obedient. We need discipline to stay focused. So one thing I always learned is that sometimes we try to be disciplined in too many areas. How about staying disciplined on one thing and let that one thing elevate everything else for you? Let that one thing elevate everything else for you. Find one thing that you can stay disciplined to. What's that one thing? You know what I'm going to say. Stay disciplined to your morning routine. Stay disciplined to your personal development routine, because if you can stay disciplined to working on you, everything else will change. Stay disciplined to reading the Bible, praying every morning. Maybe that is it. I do need help. Anybody recommends podcast speaker, content creator about finances? There's a ton. Ed Milet has a bunch. But we got to know that. We got to understand that. So point number 1 is graduation comes through trust, not timing. Number 2, you guys are going to love this. The finish line keeps moving because you keep growing. Remember, guys, this isn't a race. It's a reveal. The reason the finish line keeps moving is because you're not here to hit a goal. You're here to become the person who lives in the reality that you desire. Have you guys ever felt like that? Put a 3 in the chat if you ever felt like the finish line just keeps moving. Like you're working towards this goal and then you get to the goal and now the finish line is a lot further. Right? I feel that all the time. I'm like, yo, I was working so hard for this. And then I got there. Now the finish line is a lot further than it was. It happens all the time. But what I had to realize was that this is not a race. It's a reveal. It's a marathon. Like Nipsey Hussle would say, it's a marathon. The reason the finish line keeps moving is because we're not here to hit a goal. We're here to continue to grow and become better versions of ourselves. Every delay, every shift, every pushback is God saying there's something in you that must be fortified before you rise. Ricardo, you just reminded me of a quote. One quote that I really like is that my mentor once told me. He said, Nano, the top of one mountain is the bottom of the next one. Sheesh. The top of one mountain is the bottom of the next one. And that's the truth if you think about it. The top of one mountain is the bottom of the next one.
Yes, it's like a C kind of.
So every delay that you have in life, every shift, every pushback, the delay that you're going through right now, anybody dealing with any delays in life right now, give me a 2 if you're dealing with some kind of delays in life. You're like, yo, Nano, I'm delayed right now. God got me a little bit delayed right now. You know what God's doing right now? He's telling you, he's saying this. Susan, you're being delayed, right? I'm being delayed. Daniel, you're being delayed. Isa, Wally, Eunice, John, Ricardo, Rich, Tay, Danielle, Michelle, Ruby, Junior, Anna, Jasmine, Paul, Katia, path, all of us, right? We're all being delayed in some kind of way, shape, or form. We're being pushed back in some kind of way, shape, or form, right? What God is doing right now is this. He's telling you there's something in you that must be fortified. Does anybody know what the definition of fortified is? Does anybody know what that word means? Type it in the chat box if you know what it means. What does fortified mean? I know what it means. I just want to see if you guys know, right? There's still something in you that must be fortified before you rise. What does the word fortified means? Exactly, Anna. Strengthen. Strengthen. Yes, that's the word. Strengthen. There's something in us that has to be strengthened before you rise. Guess what? The retreat, the next retreat is. Retreats by Nano, the next solstice retreat is where we rise higher. Before we rise, I got to make sure that I strengthen you guys. I don't know if you guys realize, but I am very, very intentional about everything that I do, from my trainings to my retreats to my programs, everything. And how do you find what that is? That's a great question, Wally. Most of the time you would know. It's hard to tell, but you got to figure out what are the areas in your life that you struggle with. Think about it. It could be your discipline. It could be your focus. It could be your ability to stay comfortable. It could be your communication. It could be your relationship with God. You got to sit down and think about it. If you sit down and you silent, and you sit in silence, you will know exactly what it is. Daniel, I love that you said that. The magic you're looking for is in the work that you're avoiding. The work that you avoid is usually the blessings in there. The blessings are in the work that you avoid, for sure. This is it. The work that we avoid is what usually. So, for example, one of the works that I avoided, I would say, the last couple of months was going to the gym. Like, I would go, but not consistently. But because I was avoiding that, I know for a fact that God wants to strengthen me in that area. My finances, budgeting myself, all those things were things that I avoided in the past. So God was strengthening me in those areas. I had to strengthen my financial responsibility, even me. Because yes, remember guys, even though you make money, making money is not that big of a deal if you're making it and spending it. Because remember, in life, it's not about how much money you make, it's about how much money you can keep. So what does it matter if I make 10 a month, 20 a month, 30 a month if I'm spending 30? If I'm making 30,000 a month and I'm spending 30,000 a month, and you're making 5,000 a month, but you're saving $500 a month, you have more money than me. Think about that. My mentor once told me that. He said, Nano, if you're making $30,000 a month and you're spending $30,000 a month, but this person is making $5,000 a month, but they're saving $500 a month, they make more money than you because they're keeping more. So we have to learn those things. And financial responsibility, you know what the bad thing about it is? Financial responsibility was something that we weren't taught. Think about it. When in school were we ever taught financial responsibility? When were we ever taught how to budget, how to do our taxes right, how to save money, how to set up accounts and savings and this and emergency funds? And nobody taught us those things. Nobody taught us to set up LLCs and trust and holding companies and all these things. I talk to my millionaire friends now and I'm like, yo, why wasn't I taught this in school? They giving me these advices. They're like, Nano, we got to get you a holding company that holding company controls the trust. Now you set up all your LLCs and I'm like, sounds complicated, but he's like, yo, this is how he's telling me, yo, once you get to this level, we gotta get you an offshore bank account here. We got to get you an offshore bank account there. You got to move to Puerto Rico so that you can save money on this. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, yo, why wasn't I ever taught this? Like, I'm learning this now in my late 20s, early 30s. And I'm grateful, obviously. I'm super grateful that I'm learning it. But it's like, why wasn't I taught this when I was 18, 19, 20 years old? You know how many more mistakes I could have avoided? I could have avoided years of mistakes. Why nobody ever taught me the importance of leveraging my credit till a couple years ago? Here I am messing up my credit in my early 20s, and then I spend my mid to late 20s fixing my credit because I didn't think about those things. Nobody taught me how important that was in the years. These are all things that we have to learn, we have to understand. And now I'm grateful that I have all the resources to get my taxes done, to fix my credit, to do this, to do that, and all these different things, and set up holding companies and LLCs and trust. And now I have access to all this information. But one of my goals, and I want you guys to know this here, and I'm giving you guys a vision here within Mornings with Nano. My goal is to master all these things so that I can provide that as a service here within the Mornings with Nano community. Eventually, my goal is to hire my little brother as our official financial planner for the Mornings with Nano community, where my little brother could sit here and give us trainings on how to plan, how to set up life insurance for our families and ourselves, how to budget ourselves properly, how to set up all these different things, because we need that. So that if there's people that are young on this call and you are, you still don't know these things, we can help you get set up with that. Because this is the important thing. I want to set people up for success. Remember guys, I'm not just setting you up for 6 figures, bro. 6 figures is just a stepping stone to where we're going. I want to set you guys up for generational wealth. I want to set you guys up where 3 generations from now, your family is still good from the decisions that you made today. I want to set you up, John, where 3 generations from now, your kids' are good. I don't want to just set you up, John. I want to set you up for 3 generations, 4, 5 generations, where 10 generations from now, they have John hung up in a beautiful house somewhere. Like, yo, look, that was our great grandfather. He was the one that made the shift. He was the one that broke the generational curses. He was the one that created generational wealth for our family. That's what I want to be able to do for you guys. But it takes us investing into ourselves. It takes us doing the change. It takes us doing the work, the elevation, the investments, the jumping on the calls. But the thing is, here's the thing about that. Before we can even get to those levels, we got to change. My guy told me, yo, when you're worth 500K, let me know. I'm gonna help you get set up with the offshore bank account. But guess what? He said, yo, you got to have $500,000 in net worth. That means you got to have $500,000 to put into the bank account. He said, when you got the $500,000 in the bank, think about it. For you to set up an offshore account with $500,000, that means you got to have at least a couple million. He said, when you got it, let me know. I'll help you set up an offshore account. So it's important that we understand these things, guys. So the finish line keeps moving because you keep growing. That's number 2. And then last but not least, number 3 is what I've been talking about. The test comes before the trust. The test comes before the trust. You're always tested in the dark before you're trusted in the light. If you're going through something heavy right now, congratulations. You're in the trusting phase. God is watching. Can you hold the frequency? Can you hold the frequency? Can you act from faith? Because let me teach you something that Bob Proctor taught me. I want you guys to write this down. When it looks like nothing is happening, that's when everything is happening. Sheesh. Sheesh, sheesh, sheesh. When it looks like nothing is happening, that's when everything is happening. Let me actually text that to somebody. I just thought about somebody I got to text that to.
Yeah, that was his first kind of powerful office. That was both places. Sure. He's far from
Literally just texted this to somebody, my boy Mike.
Yeah, but I appreciate you taking the call. I know that Zach,
When it looks like nothing is happening, everything is happening. Because that's when you're being trusted.
how did you
That's when God is deciding, like, yo, let me see if I can trust Anna. Let me see if I can trust Paul. Let me see if I can trust Zach. Let me see if I can trust Katia. Let me see if I can trust Susan, Jasmine, Michelle. Let me see if I can trust them. So when sometimes we're there and we're like, yo, but nothing is happening, Nano. No, that's when everything is happening. That's literally when everything is happening. Remember, it's not punishment, it's preparation. And you pass the test the moment you start acting like the person who already passed it. So like I said yesterday, it's all about your self-image. If you act like the person that is already passing the test, then you'll pass. If you act like the person that's failing the test and you're letting it get the best of you, then you'll fail the test. Ask yourself, am I acting like the person that is passing the test, or am I acting like the person that failed the test? If you're acting like a victim, if you're letting the test get the best of you, then you fail the test. Because you know what that shows? Lack of preparation. What do you think all the personal development is for? What do you think all the reading is for? All the audios is for? The audios is all preparation for when the tests come. Why do you think I never stop doing it? I've always told you guys this. The morning routine, the personal development routine is not for the good days. It's not for the parties, it's not for the graduations. It's for the test. So that when the tests come, am I prepared to pass those tests? Can I pass this test? Am I prepared to pass this test? Have I read enough books? Have I listened to enough audios? Am I in control of my mind and my emotions enough? Where am I in my phase? Must be understood. I'm dealing with tests right now, but guess what? I'm passing this test. My chest is up. I walked into this test. You ever walk into a test and you know you're gonna ace this test? That's how I feel right now. That's how it is. I'm ready to pass this test. I'm prepared. I studied and I did the work. You know what I'm doing right now? I'm going through the multiple choice. Oh, here's the answer for number 1. Got it. Answer to number 2. Got it. Answer to number 3. Got it. I'm breezing through the test. And I'm ready to pass the test to my teacher, to God, and be like, here you go, God. I passed. I'm ready to go. What's next? I'm ready for the next level. I'm ready to graduate. Just think about it. I'm sure both of us, I'm sure all of us know what it feels like to show up to a test prepared and show up to a test unprepared. When I show up to a test unprepared, I'm scared as can be because I'm like, I'm about to fail this test. Especially if you don't have somebody next to you that you can't cheat off of. If you have nobody next to you you could cheat off of, then you know you're done for. Especially if the person next to you is like, nah, don't cheat off. I didn't really like those people, the people that would turn their backs to you like, nah, you're not cheating off of me today. I studied. That was the worst. You ever had that happen to you? You show up to a class and, you want to cheat off this person, but the person next to you is one of those people that don't let you cheat off of them. And I'm like, no way. And then you look to the right and the person next to you is just as lost as you. They didn't study either. Oh my God, those days used to suck, bro. But I remember the test. Believe it or not, here's the reality of it. And you guys may not believe me, but I was an A+ student in chemistry. Chemistry and algebra and like math, those were like at the top of the top. Like I was the one that people would cheat off of. And I was a good person because I would actually let you cheat off of me because whatever, like I wanted people to win, whatever, and I wanted people to pass. But I was really good at chemistry and I would always show up to chemistry. But guess what though? When I think about those days, I won an award in high school for excellence in chemistry. I'll never forget it. That's why recognition is so important, because my teacher recognized me for an award for excellence in chemistry. But guess what? I sat in the front. I asked a lot of questions. I did all the homework. I passed every test. I loved chemistry. For some weird reason, I just did really good at chemistry. I think my teacher was just really good at teaching it and she was dope at it, but it was awesome. It was awesome. But guess what? There were tests I had to pass. And I got excellence in chemistry. Why? Because I was a great student. When the test came, I passed. I asked a lot of questions. I had a great relationship with my teacher. And I was a great student. Life is the same way. Are you somebody who is a great student to the game? Do you ask a lot of questions? Do you have a relationship with God and your mentor? When the test passed, are you doing what you're supposed to do? Are you studying? Are you passing the test? Life works the exact same way. So going back to it, the test comes before the trust. You want trust? Pass the test. All right. So if everybody got the point of this training today, I want you to type trust in the chat box if that's clear to everybody. If that's clear for you, type trust in the chat, please. Trust, trust, trust. Now, like I promised, I want to take the last 10 minutes of this call and I want to cover the details for the retreat one last time, just in case that anybody missed it. I'm going to skim through it. If you want to watch the full recording with all the details, with more in depth, then please watch the recording. It's in the Telegram chat, but I'm just going to skim through those who didn't watch it yesterday. But that's my training for today. Here we go. I want to show you guys this. Okay, so as you guys know, obviously, we have a vision and a mission with this amazing platform. And what I want to do is I want you guys to help you understand is that the vision is the why we do it. The mission is how we do it, right? So obviously the vision with Retreats by Nano is to create a global transformation that curates unforgettable experience for high-performing individuals where people can heal, evolve, and reconnect with their purpose and rise higher in business, in wellness, and in spirit through the power of nature, community, and inner work, right? That's the why we do this. I want people to grow. I want people to evolve. I want people to heal. I want to create unforgettable experiences for people, and I think that that's important, all right? Now, the reason, the how in all of this, right? The how in all of this is Retreats by Nano exists to guide entrepreneurs and creators and visionaries through a 5-day immersive retreat designed to reset the soul, elevate the mind, and expand the network, right? Through movement, masterminds, wellness practices, curated adventures, we're going to create a sacred place for people to gain clarity, confidence, connection, and just a lot of things that leaders can use to rise tomorrow, right? Because that's what I want. I want all of us to rise together at some point. Now, the big question I always get is, well, what are some of the hidden battles that high performers experience, right? And these are some of the hidden battles right here. Productivity without sustainability, momentum without peace, strategy without intention, wealth without alignment, leadership without relationship, in the spotlight but lost inside, or achievement without fulfillment. Put a 1 in the chat box if you relate or you are dealing with one of these hidden battles, because we all deal with one of these hidden battles, right? I've had momentum with no peace. I've been in the spotlight but lost inside. I've had achievement with no fulfillment. I've been productive with no sustainability. So these are some of the hidden battles that we fight. And the reason why I want to do these retreats is because I want to be able to help people, entrepreneurs, to fight those hidden battles. Now, here's the transformation that you're going to walk away with. I want you guys to walk away with unshakable inner peace and presence. I want you guys to be able to walk away with a rewired identity for greater income and impact. Get yourself premium brand assets and elevated visibility, a great network of people, power players, clarity on your legacy and business model, and help you guys get optimized with your health for energy and longevity. This is something I want to do at the highest level. Now, who is this retreat designed for, right? Who is this retreat built to serve? Everybody on this call qualifies for this. High-performing entrepreneurs, digital creators and coaches, investors and traders, professionals in transition, and inspiring impact leaders. Now, the big question I always get is, well, Nano, where is the next Solstice retreat going to be hosted? It's going to be hosted in Costa Rica. Costa Rica, Manuel Antonio, Costa Rica, Wednesday, May 27th through June 1st. It's going to be called Villa Punto de Vista. And if I come right here, I can actually show you guys the website. Here it is. You guys can go look at it yourselves. Obviously, do your own research. But we have a full working website that you guys can do. Where the jungle meets the sea. It's a beautiful location. Right? And if you go right here to the gallery, you can see the full gallery. They have everything here from wildlife to, weddings, the boat villas. But right here, let me show you guys a little quick video of it. Maybe you guys can see this. Play 2 minutes. It's not so. I've watched this video probably like 20 times. Oh, you can't hear the sound. Hold up, guys. There's no sound. Let me see. Sorry. Let me try to. When you share, no sound but looks unreal. Let me see. Window. Yes, here it is. Also share sound. Okay. I think now. Let me try again. I'll skip it a little bit. So yeah, that's the villa right there. It's absolutely gorgeous. If you guys want to come in here and do a little bit more research, look at the place, what it looks like, what the villa is all about. Everything is all there. Like, this place is absolutely gorgeous. It's a 5-star luxury villa. This is where celebrities stay when they don't want to stay at resorts. There's 2 villas. We ended up getting both villas. So we got the La Isla and we got Punto de Vista. So everything is there, and it's absolutely insane how beautiful this place is. But yeah, going back to the presentation, that's where we're going. We got private luxury estate with 19 rooms, ocean views, infinity pools, rooftop deck. There's a cinema. We have a full staff as well. So there's going to be chefs, concierges, butlers, SUV service. And in 2024, this location right here was featured in Travel and Leisure's Destination of the Year, guys. So I'm talking about one of the best locations that you guys can never plug in with. We have the whole solstice method, the 5 days that we're going to do. Every day has an intention. So day 1 is going to be all about, grounding and arriving, making sure that you guys get in, get yourself aligned. We'll do a networking party on this day. We'll have a dinner together. Everybody will introduce themselves, what they do, etc. Day 2 is going to be all about awakening the warrior within you. Day 3 is going to help you guys master the flow state. So every day, everything is going to be intentionally set up around this method right here. So on day 2, obviously, we're going to awaken the warrior, the routine, the trainings, the excursion, everything that we do on this day is going to be around that concept. Day 3, same thing, mastering the flow state. Day 4, same thing, rising as the visionary. And day 5 is all about integrating and elevating. All right. So that's going to be the whole intention behind this. Some of the trainings that we're going to focus on while we're there. Pillar 1, we're going to focus on identity and discipline, understanding the person that you got to become so that you can hold the life that you want. So we're going to be going on everything from standards to routines to self-image, all of that. Pillar 2, we're going to talk about branding, income, and leveraging so that we can help you guys build your personal brand and a business model that turns your yearly income into a monthly income. And it's so funny because yesterday I was having a dream that I was making a ton of money, which was so funny. I was like, wow, it's so dope how like even the dreams now are aligning with the person I want to be. So that's always super dope. Pillar number 3 is all about health, energy, and vitality. I'm going to have my guy Kura, Chris, you guys met him. He's going to be, helping all of us on how to optimize our energy, how to regulate our nervous systems and build longevity for high performance. And then last but not least, we got systems, scale, and sustainability that we're going to help you guys out with. So I'm excited about that. Some of the excursions we're going to be doing is zip lining through the rainforest. We're going to visit the Nayaka waterfalls. There's going to be rainforest and waterfall ATV tours, which I'm very excited about. And we're also going to be hiking the Manuel Antonio National Park, which is one of the most beautiful national parks in the whole entire world. These are some of the other activities that people are going to be able to do. The ones with the star around it are the ones that come included in the retreat. The other ones are the ones that you guys can do on the days that we have free. I'm giving everybody a free day. So on those days, you guys can choose to do that. As you guys know, we're going to have a private chef experience every single day. So you guys will have a private chef experience every single day. For breakfast every day, and for dinner, it will be 4 out of the 5 days. The investments in self-mastery and lifestyle are broken down into 3 different packages: the architect, the visionary, and the pinnacle experience. The architect experience for the basic one, which is a signature, still beautiful though, is $4,500 for solo and $3,000 if you want to share it per person, right? This is going to include a 5-night stay in a jungle suite, private airport transfers, all meals included, breakfast, lunch, and dinner for 4 days, massage treatments, all retreat excursions, welcome gifts, personal concierge and butler through the stay, and access to all mastermind and trainings. This is what that room looks like. It's a gorgeous room. The rooms are absolutely stunning. You get your own bathroom, you get your own balcony, your own king bed, or you can split it up into twin beds. So that's the first experience. The second experience is the visionary experience. This is what we call the VIP experience. The solo for this one is $5,500, or you could share for $3,500 a person. The reason for the spike in price is because here you get access to everything that the architect experience gets, but you also get an exclusive VIP welcome gift. You get a signature branding kit that includes headshots, lifestyle reel, and an individual photo shoot. And then you also get a yacht day experience and a VIP dinner for the visionary experience. So if you want to do this one right here, you can do it solo for $5,500, or you can do it shared for $3,500. Either way, it's a great grace. It's a great price for everything that comes included. Remember, the purpose of this is I want you guys to come out this and literally not have to take the wallets out of your pockets. Like everything is already taken care of, from your transfer to your food to your excursions to your stay. It's just show up and be you. And this is what it looks like for the visionary experience. This is one of the visionary experiences right here. One of the rooms with the ocean view, king bed, everything around you, shower on the outside is absolutely gorgeous. And then last but not least, we have the pinnacle experience. This one is $8,000, but this one comes with the +1 included. It comes with a 90-minute one-on-one business consultation with myself. And then you're also going to get a day in the life with Nano Miami edition, where I'm going to cover your stay. And then we're also going to do a podcast episode as well. I'm only going to do a podcast episode with the Pinnacle experience, because if I do it with all VIPs, then it's going to be like 11 episodes and it's going to be too much time dedicated. So I'm only doing it with the Pinnacle experience, and we're going to make it very intentional, very dope. And it's going to include all the videos and content that's going to come with that experience. This is what the Pinnacle experience looks like right here. You get your own floor, you get your own room, you get your own patio, you get your own extra side of things right here, multiple TVs, you know, fridge, the whole nine. It's an unbelievable experience that so many people are taking advantage of. I meant to ask, where's the ayahuasca experience? We're not doing ayahuasca, but I'm sure that if you ask around, there's definitely some ayahuasca experiences out there. These are some of the rooms. I mean, sorry, this is what includes the rooms, from the king beds to the mattresses, air conditioning, Wi-Fi, luxury bath and spa amenities, rain showers and balconies, mini fridge, hair dryer, steamer, safe, Apple iPads, AirPlay, Jennifer Adams collection sheets, like some of the best. Villa Manuel Antonio is the number one villa in Manuel Antonio, Villa Punta de Vista. So you guys can go do your own research at these websites and stuff like that, across like 4 or 5 different websites. It has a collection of over 1,000 5-star reviews, which is gorgeous. And then the realignment, this is the realignment that changes everything right here. I want you guys to choose in 2026 identity over strategy. You don't need a new plan, you need a new you. Most high performers are addicted to strategy but still stuck. Why? Because they're building from an outdated self-image. If you want to elevate in 2026, you have to step into a new self-image. If you're not investing in you, you're reinforcing the old paradigm. I just told you guys about the guy that I'm going to be investing into for that I met here earlier. You know how much it costs for him? For me to get mentored by him? $6,000. That's a VIP experience for a retreat. Think about that. He's charging me $6,000 to mentor me. He said, I'll mentor you for $6,000. I got to do that at the beginning of the year. But what am I doing? I'm investing into myself. Because guess what? Like it says right there, number 2, what does it say? If you're not investing in you, you're reinforcing the old paradigm. You're still thinking lack of money. I don't have enough. I only spend money on food. This. Pinnacle, the Miami experience with you is that flight, lodging, accommodations included. We just have to get the flight from Miami to Costa. No, the Pinnacle experience only includes the stay. So you'll have to fly to Miami. But while you're in Miami, I take care of everything. So I'll take care of your stay. I'll take care of your food, our lunch, our dinner. We'll do our 90-minute session. And then we can probably take the same flight from Miami to Costa Rica together. So yeah. How many times often? What do you mean by how many times often, Anna? So number 2 is if you're not investing in you, you're reinforcing the old paradigm. And then last but not least, 2026 won't be your breakthrough year unless you become the person that can hold it. So you can't keep operating from the 2025 version of you. You'll sabotage every opportunity in 2026 that is trying to give you. You have to grow, you have to elevate, and you have to take yourself to the next level. So that's very, very important. And then last but not least, something I'm doing, if you lock your spot in, I'm taking $250 off any package if you submit your $500 deposit within the next 24 hours. Jasmine is going to drop down below the sign up link, the link, fill out the form that you got to fill out so that you guys can fill it out if you're truly interested. There is a bonus if you do pay in full. I can give you guys an additional discount till the end of the month, only if paid in full. Now, if you don't have the money for this, we do offer payment plans. The reason why this is a good thing, because after your $500 deposit, you can split up your payments in 5 months. Because remember, you pay your deposit now, December, you got one payment in January, another payment in February, March, April, and May. You could split up your remaining balance in 5, which is pretty solid if you ask me, right? So let's just do an example right here, right? Let's say you want to do the visionary experience, right? And let's say you do $3,500. Let's say you pay the $500, right? $3,500. Let's say you pay the $500 deposit. Minus $500, you got $3,000 left. Divided by 5, you're only paying $600 a month. That's nothing. That's literally nothing. To have the experience that you're gonna get here for 5 months is absolutely nothing. It's only $600 a month. Even if you do it by yourself, let's say you do the full experience, $5,500. You subtract the 500, and then you divide that by 5. That's $1,000 a month. The dates are May 27th to June 1st. May 27th to June 1st. So it all depends on what works for you. But what I said, remember, if you do it in the next couple hours, if you do it within, I would basically say by the end of the weekend, I'll take $250 off of any package you register with. So if you lock in over the weekend before Monday, I'll take off $250 off of any package. But it is going to require a $500 deposit per person, not per room, per person to lock in. All right. So spots are extremely, extremely limited. I'm only showing you guys this. We had over 30 submissions yesterday. Off the first call. And that's not including everybody that hasn't seen it. People don't even know about this on Instagram. You know how many people haven't jumped on and don't even know about this on Instagram? And on top of that, I'm going to make sure that we celebrate my birthday on the last day, which is May 31st, because my birthday is June 1st. So at midnight, we're going to have an all-white dinner that night, and we're going to have an all-white party right after, which is going to be super dope. Would you be open to doing add-ons for a stay? For example, let's say I want to do the architect, but book a 90-minute one-on-one business consultation with you. Does that sound achievable? Yes, I am open to that. The only one I won't be able to do add-ons for is like the yacht. I won't be able to do it for the yacht, but I will be open to doing a couple add-ons. Potentially, I was thinking about it. I could do the business consultations, and I may be able to do a podcast episode as well. The yacht experience, I won't be able to do, unfortunately. But everything else, I think I should be able to do it, though, if you guys want to do that. But I would recommend VIP. The architect experience is also going to be insanely good, fire. Like, just be in the room, right? Like, in reality, the architect experience, you miss the yacht and you miss one dinner, and that's it. But everything else you got. That's all it is. So the architect experience is the cheapest, but you get everything. And sometimes it's just important to just get in the room. You just got to get in the room, and then the next one you get VIP next time. But yeah, guys, that's the full presentation. That's the full experience right there. If you're watching the recording and you're interested in this, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add the link to the chat below as well. I'm gonna add the link, the interest form, but it's also the interest form is in the Telegram chat. If you want to go to the Telegram chat is in the Retreats by Nano bio. You go to @Retreats by Nano, and in the bio, I have the chat link pinned. If you go there, the recording is there, and all the details for the interest form and everything that you need is all there. Okay, so take advantage of that, because it's going to be something that it's going to be super dope. That's fine. I'll bring you an inflatable. Hang out next to you guys. That's hilarious. We'll love to have you guys there. And the reason why me and Jasmine decided, me and Jasmine were going to do this in the first 90 days, but then we said it's too rushed. We was only going to give people 90 days to pay. And then we said, nah, let's give people some more time. And then we asked them for a different date. And we found out that the dates May 27th to June 1st were available. And we were like, that's perfect, because my birthday's on June 1st. It's just we get a chance to celebrate all together. New year, new life. It gives us everybody at least 5 months. Almost, if you really think about it, it's 6 months from now. So when we did it for El Salvador, it was 4 months that we gave people, and people did it good. Here you get a full almost 6 months in reality, because 6 months from now will be May 19th. 6 months from today is so it's gonna be 6 months that you're gonna have to pay for it. So you guys will be good. You guys will be taken care of, and you guys will be solid. Any questions, comments, or observations in the chat before we wrap up this call? I want to thank you guys as well for all the love, all the support, everybody that's signing up, everybody that's interested. I want you guys to know the reason why I'm doing this is because nobody's doing this. Nobody's doing retreats right now. Everybody's doing workshops, everybody's doing events, but who's doing a retreat where you get a chance to travel the world with high-level people, get trained, elevate your lifestyle, elevate your mind, better your health, have fun, do all the excursions, and also network with high-level people. For meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, do you get all days May 27th to June 1st, or can you break it down, please? So the way we're going to do it, because there is going to be one day that's free, you will get meals May 27th. You're going to get a meal May 28th, May 29th, May 30th, and then the 31st, you're only going to get breakfast and then you get dinner on your own that day. So you get breakfast all 5 days. It comes included automatically. But to add lunch and dinner, since that day is the free day and people are going to be out and about and people are going to be on the yacht, then we'll probably eat on the yacht for the VIPs, and then the people that have their free day, they'll kind of eat on their own. So 4 out of the 5 days you'll 5 days you get breakfast, but 4 out of the 5 days you get lunch and dinner. Because the one free day you'll basically get lunch and dinner on your own. And the reason why I did it that way is because I didn't want people to just eat home food every single day. I want you guys to go and try different restaurants and the beautiful beach clubs that they just have so many beautiful places out there, that I even thought about just doing 3 days so that people could try different foods. But I also didn't want people to also pay a lot of money out of pocket. So I was like, you know what? We'll do 4 days. But, you know, it's absolutely beautiful. So you'll be taken care of while you guys are out there, and everything will be lit. Let me see any questions up here. Is there any other questions? But yeah, guys, everything I'm doing is for us. The prices are very, very doable as well. If you guys knew how expensive this was, you guys would understand why the prices are the way that they are. But it is a private villa. It's just going to be us. There isn't going to be any other hotel or resort guests. It's just us. There'll be about anywhere between 20 to 25 people, and it's just us in those 2 houses. I wanted to make it private. I wanted to make it intimate. I wanted it to be something that, trust me, you guys are going to be absolutely mind blown. The pictures and the videos don't even do it justice. When you see this place in person, it's absolutely life-changing. Costa Rica, I always told people, is top 5 locations that I've ever been to. And I've traveled to 27 different countries, and Costa Rica's in that top 5 for sure. 100% in that top 5. And Manuel Antonio is one of the most beautiful places in the world, because it's right on the coast of Costa Rica, facing the Pacific. So gorgeous, gorgeous place. And it's jungle and ocean together. Jungle and ocean. Wait, you said May 31st is your dinner party. Is the dinner? No, the dinner will be like at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock that night. And then, you know, we'll party till 12 till it's my birthday. So we'll do the dinner at like regular dinner time, 8, 9 o'clock. And then, you know, we'll chill, we'll party, we'll have drinks till midnight, till it's my party. And then wake up in the morning and check out. So, yeah. Any other questions, comments, observations, please join the chat. Jasmine has been dropping it in the comment section right there. If you click on the link, it'll bring you straight to the chat. This is what the chat looks like. Me and Jasmine worked very, very hard on all of this, guys. So I want you guys to be able to, this is for us. This is for us. Just keep that in mind, guys. This is for us. So this is going to be dope right here. So I'm looking forward to it. But I am hot right now. So I got to go. But this is what the retreat, this is where I'm going to be dropping everything. Here's all the forms, the interest forms for you guys. Pretty simple. You click on it. It opens up and and look, what I'm saying, and this is something that I said to you guys yesterday as well, is the May 31st dinner included? No, it's included. I think it's included. I got to confirm that, but I'm pretty sure it's included. Let me see. I think that the guy is doing the birthday dinner included for us. So if you click on the interest form, I always tell people just come to the interest form, right? And then in the interest form, just fill it out. Even if you can't make it to this one, please just come and fill it out. And like when you get here, just go through it and fill it out. And if you can't make it to this one, then we will make sure to set you up for the next one. I don't know, Jasmine, can we add a question where it's just people that are interested in the next one? Because next year I'm going to be doing like 3 of them. So Costa Rica will be just one of the retreats I'm doing. I'm doing one in September, and I'm also going to do one in December as well. So if you can't make it to this one, I still want you to fill out the interest form so that way you can be the first one I call for the next one. Like I had some people already text me like, yo, Nano, I'm not going to be able to make it for this one, but I'm 100% gonna make it to the one in September. So I already have people that got first dibs for the one in September. June 1st, the last day. Do we also get breakfast? Yeah, we get breakfast on that, just breakfast on that day, because we check out at 11. So we just get breakfast on June 1st. Just breakfast. Yep. Just breakfast on June 1st. And then from there, you can either choose to stay a couple more days or you can ride back home from there. And you fly into San Jose, Costa Rica, which is the main airport. It's either a 2-hour drive or you can take a 20-minute, 30-minute flight to Manuel Antonio for like $40-50. Either or. Some people like to see, he told me some people love to drive because the 2-hour drive is one of the most beautiful scenic routes ever. Or you can choose to take the 20-minute flight, which is like $40-50 to get you right to Manuel Antonio, and you land right in Manuel Antonio. But San Jose is the international airport, so you'll be solid. That'd be a sick drive. Which country are you picking for September? That's a surprise, but it's gonna be next level. We're working on it right now. I'm probably gonna have the next location for. My goal is to launch it in 2026. Do we get a shuttle from San Jose? Yeah, it's possible. I gotta confirm, but he said any airport shuttle, whether we do it to Manuel Antonio or whether we fly out of San Jose, wherever we land, we get shuttle. It's all based off of the person and what they choose to do. But I could get that information based off of where people decide to land. So yeah, fam. So I hope you guys got all the information you needed. If you guys have any other questions, I love Anna because Anna asks all the questions that everybody probably has, but nobody asks. So Anna, thank you for always asking great questions. You always ask great questions, and I appreciate you for that. Susan and Anna will always make sure that they ask all the questions that everybody has, but nobody wants to ask for some reason. So I appreciate Susan and Anna for always asking all the great questions and getting everybody all the details that sometimes we miss to have, you know. So I appreciate you guys for that, for being curious, because I'm the same way. I'm literally the same way. You guys remind me so much about myself, and it's obvious you guys are from New York, Jersey, so it's that East Coast energy, right? We're just always so curious. We need all the information. Give me all the details before we go. I'm the same way. It's so funny. It's so funny. Like, we hear something, be like, hold up, wait, let me get the right information in that, right? Yeah, nah, but it's good. I'm glad that you guys asked it because I need people like you guys to ask questions that maybe sometimes me and Jasmine may forget to, or we overlook, or we forget to include in a presentation. So always, there's no such thing as a stupid question. So I appreciate you guys for the questions and everything. But guys, with that being said, I pray you guys have a beautiful rest of your weekends. Remember, don't let the weekend be your weekend. Let's keep working hard. It's graduation season. Identify that area that you need to gain your trust back in and gain that trust. Gain that trust, gain that clarity, strengthen those areas, fill out the retreat form. And with that being said, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I hope to see you guys at one of my retreats in 2026. I want to do more than just jump on a live Zoom call and just talk to you guys through usernames and pictures. I want to build relationships with you guys. I want to travel the world with you guys. I want to, make money with you guys. I want to collaborate with you guys. I want you guys to experience the world with me. These are things that I love to do. And I would rather do this with the family that believes in me, that trusts me, that invests so much time every day and every morning with me. So I'm very grateful for you guys. So I'm going to do a quick prayer. Just give God all the thank you, and then we'll wrap it up right there. So quick prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, we just want to thank you so much for waking us up on this beautiful Friday morning. Thank God it is Friday, right? It's been a great week, 5 days of straight calls. And today we don't really want to ask for anything, God. Today we just want to say thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your guidance. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your protection. Thank you for this community. Thank you for the ability for us to do another retreat in a beautiful country like Costa Rica. We want you to know that everything that we're doing is to praise you and to give you all the glory, God, and to give you all the honor. So just thank you for everything that you're doing for each and every single one of us. We love you. We appreciate you. Today, we don't want to ask for anything. Today, we just want to let you know that we are grateful and that our hearts are full of gratitude. We love you and we appreciate you. Let's have a great weekend. And in your name we pray. Amen. 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 All right, guys. God bless y'all. I appreciate you guys. Let me go get ready to go meet and do some errands. And then I'll see you guys on the next call on Monday. God bless you guys. Enjoy.